Mike's Music at 816 East Main Street in Carbondale or on Facebook, 618-529-3444.
Good Monday morning. The time is now 10 a.m. on WDBX FM Carbondale. The show is Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Amy Fox, with the City of Carbondale. I'm joined in studio this morning by Kellen Acosta with the Stacked 618 CrossFit. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah.
So Stacked 618 CrossFit is a new gym that's opened up in downtown Carbondale. Why did you guys decide to open a gym specifically here in Carbondale?
Yeah, we officially opened on the 1st of November of this year, and we opened our gym. There was an opportunity to, and most importantly, we wanted to offer a fitness regimen for all walks of life, no matter what your skill set is, be it a high school athlete all the way to a geriatric, somebody who's 70 plus years old, looking to stay fit, stay healthy. And again, making you very versatile as an individual, and most importantly, offer also a community for people to come together and have some fun.
And how did you come up with the name specifically, Stacked 618 CrossFit?
So it was a combination of throwing out a little tip of the hat to Carbondale itself, using the area code. And then also we partnered with Stack Supplements down here in Carbondale. They have a couple of locations. I think there's one in Merriam, Paducah, Cape, and here in Carbondale as well. So Matt and Melissa wanted to also grow their brand, so we put the two together, and that's pretty much how we got our name.
And what makes your gym different from maybe others in the community? I know it has the word CrossFit in there.
Mm-hmm. By different, do you mind elaborating?
There's not too many specific CrossFit gyms here in Carbondale.
Yeah.
So I know just in the name alone, that's different. But are you guys open 24 hours? Do you guys offer classes? How does that all work?
Awesome. No, great question. So there is another gym, CrossFit gym in town as well, and as well as us. So it's a Stacked 618 CrossFit, and then CrossFit Henosis is the other gym on the opposite side of town. So what makes us different is, as you said, yes, the name itself, but most importantly, CrossFit definitely loves getting it out there as far as we do functional fitness, and it's constantly varied, and it's at high intensity. So like for us, there are a lot of like draws as far as what makes us different, and in all reality, it's one of those things where it's easy to say what makes us different, but it's more of like, hey, you come in and we'll show you what makes us different. But like definitely we run classes where other gyms traditionally where they're stationary machines and you have to pay extra for classes. Well, ours is kind of all built into that 1 hour that you are there for the gym. So to answer your questions in regards to like hours and operations, we're open, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., noon, 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30. Those are our operating hours, and those standard hour classes have like a strength component built in. We have it's known in CrossFit as a Metcon, so metabolic conditioning. So it's a workout, if you will.
And CrossFit is maybe different from some of the other aerobic classes that you can do at other locations throughout Southern Illinois. Can you kind of explain that difference?
Yeah, so again, constantly varied. So sometimes we'll use a barbell, sometimes it's just body weight, sometimes we'll use a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a med ball. So there's like various pieces of equipment that we use that does make us different. So it does separates us from your traditional gyms. But at the same time, there's pros and cons for everything. Like, we don't have stationary machines. So, like, there are things that we have to supplement in order to replicate what you would do at a stationary gym.
And I've never done CrossFit before, but there seems to be a real family component to it. You're with these people quite a bit throughout an entire week, and I know there's different competitions you can enter, but it really seems like family is at the center of all of it.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that most gyms, they start cultivating a community, and it's really cool because that community starts networking with itself, whether it's through business or whether it's through, again, family gatherings. You become friends with people and you end up spending Christmas together. Or, there's the individuals that don't get to go home for Christmas. You kind of throw like a Friendsgiving or a Friends Christmas together. And so definitely it's one of the draws of the community itself, and it's also, as you said, you're spending an hour every day with the same people over and over again, and you start formulating friendships, and as the old saying goes, misery breeds company. So you're suffering together, but at the same time, it's for a good reason.
And I've watched some of those CrossFit videos, and the things that you guys can do is it's really amazing. But do you guys have different levels for different physical abilities? So if it's my first week, it would be a little bit different than someone who maybe has been doing CrossFit for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So as of right now, we do have a couple of things in the pipeline, like a foundationals course or a foundations course. We also have a couple of classes that we're looking to start implementing that are non-barbell related. So as you kind of alluded to, the whole video thing, unfortunately with that, CrossFit has kind of developed like a stigma. So people get a little nervous and they get a little scared. There's a lot of weight banging around and a lot of noise. There's loud music, people yelling. So it does sometimes, intimidate people. But, we understand that not everyone wants to have a barbell in their hand. We get that. We understand that. So our goal is to start implementing our foundations classes and our non-barbell related classes, like our HIIT classes, to get a majority of, people comfortable so that they can come in and feel safe.
And at Stack 618 CrossFit, are people locked into a year contract, or can they pay month to month? Everything's all inclusive, it's my understanding.
Yeah, so no, thank you. So it is month to month. You can cancel anytime. So hypothetically speaking, if you wanted to walk over and sign up right now, we would prorate you the rest of the month. And then let's just say at the end of January, you're like, yeah, no, it's not for me. Or like, hey, there's, things coming up, like I was recently married, or, and I'm kind of busy at home. Nothing wrong with that. You can just let us know about a week before the month ends, and we cancel it. So there is no contracts. It's essentially up to you. That's about it.
And where are you specifically located? If someone hasn't heard of you folks before, where can they find you?
So we're in downtown. Our official address is 609 South Illinois Avenue. And we're right in between Rima's and Fat Patty's. So if you want to work out and then go support local
or vice
business.
versa.
Yeah, definitely. So we're right in downtown, right off the strip. We're right across the street from the printing plant as well. So we're pretty much right where we should be. We like it.
And with the new year quickly approaching, many people will make getting into shape their top New Year's resolution. Do you have any tips for people setting those fitness goals?
Yeah, definitely. If there's one thing Kenny and I really enjoy telling people, it's diet, consistency, and just get ready to have some fun. So like making sure that your diet's on point. You got to fuel your body correctly, and that's hard. We grow accustomed to eating things at convenience, whether it's fast food or like I don't want to cook, so I'll order a pizza, whatever it is. You grow accustomed to things like that. So number one would be diet. Diet's like the most important thing. And then, being as consistent as possible in the gym. It doesn't mean come every day, but doing something to keep yourself, moving and active so that, you stay motivated. And then, again, the willingness to have fun, keep an open mind, understand that you're not going to be the best at things, just because you were a star high school athlete or a college athlete. You might have regressed a little bit. It might have been some time in between, your athletic prowess to when you're joining, or even if you were never an athlete, it's okay. It takes time to learn things.
And will Stack 618 CrossFit be offering any New Year's resolution type programs come 2019?
Again, back to the foundations courses and the HIIT classes. that's what we have down the pipeline. And as far as like promotional things, we watch that all the time. We kind of keep track of like, what's going to work for us. Like we had a free friend Friday all throughout December where any of our members could bring a friend for free. And that turned out to work really well for us. So we don't have anything concrete, but we definitely are always going to have things ready to go as far as like, hey, January community Saturdays, where we open up the gym for a Saturday, like no matter what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock class, anybody can come work out for free, and we make it friendly as possible.
And I know there's a lot of misconceptions out there about how long you need to work out and how many days a week.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations on this for people looking to kind of jumpstart the new year on the right track?
Yeah, so coincidentally, we do offer multiple options. So like it's an unlimited option where it's $125 a month, and there are discounts included in that. And that unlimited means literally you can come Monday through Saturday. We also offer it 3 times weekly, and we also offer a 10 punch card and a 20 punch card. So with that said, as far as how often they should work out, I mean, of course we're going to say every day, but just because you're coming every day doesn't mean you work at high intensity the whole time for that hour. We could always modify things. So if people are trying to get ready before even they come into the gym, honestly, something as simple as like just set an hour aside every day and just move for an hour. Most people, and I don't mean this in a mean way, they come from a sedentary type lifestyle to wanting to be fit, and that's okay. Again, don't feel like you're not going to progress. You will, as long as you are consistent. So I'd say set an hour aside and 20 minutes of body movement of some sort, whether you're doing push-ups on the kitchen counter, whatever it is you need to do. You could do that. We joke all the time doing bicep curls with, gallons of milk, but obviously, not probably, something you want to do. But, just move for about 20 minutes and then take about, 10 minutes to stretch beforehand, do that for 20, and then stretch another 20 to 30 minutes, just to make yourself, as comfortable as possible. You don't want to wake up super sore the next day. So.
Right, and I guess final question for me. It's easy to feel discouraged or burnt out, especially after you're disciplined for a couple weeks, even a month. Do you have any tips from preventing this from happening?
Yeah, so again, CrossFit is big on the whole constantly varied functional fitness, and that's definitely something that we as coaches and as trainers understand. Like, you can't just be doing air squats every day. Like, we get that. Or you can't bench press every day. Like, we understand that. So we try and like constantly vary it, and to go back to something that you had touched on as far as the family goes, as long as the movement is challenging and it's safe and it's fun, like everybody seems to have a good time. So in regards to being burnt out, as long as you're consistently coming to the gym and not picking, cherry picking is what we call it, like picking workouts that you're only good at. You're gonna get good at those movements, but then again, you're only practicing those specific movements that you want to get better at. So like challenging yourself and understanding that there are other people there doing the same thing. They're challenging themselves and they're growing, and you're doing it together. So typically that's a good combination. People are coming in and having fun and growing together. So as far as the burnt out thing goes, does it happen? Yeah, but it's less likely to happen if you're, again, being consistent and enjoying yourself.
Great. Lots of good information. Stack 618 CrossFit, located in the heart of downtown Carbondale on Illinois Avenue. Kellen Acosta, best way to get a hold of you folks?
Yeah, definitely. You can contact us. Our phone number is 618-490-1010, or you can go to our website. It's 618CrossFit.com, or you can hit us up on Facebook at Stacked 618 CrossFit on Facebook and friend us, message us, whatever it is you guys like. We're always open.
Great. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. And we're going to take a short break and get you some announcements, and we'll be right back.
Good morning. This is Alicia from the City of Carbondale, here to bring you this week's calendar of events. On Monday, December 31st, 2018, the Varsity's New Year's Eve R&B show will take place. The show will be headlined by the Fabulous Phonics. The Outlaw Joe C. Wells Band will also perform along with other special guests. Soundcore Music and Video will also be showing performances by the late great Sharon Clark and Big Larry. The Phonics, based in Carroll, offer up soul, funk, pop, and Motown favorites such as Earth, Wind & Fire, The Gap Band, The Temptations, Smokey Robinson, and Stevie Wonder. The group consists of the original 1969 members, Harry Williams on drums and vocals, Lee Carter on lead guitar and vocals, and Larry Woods on bass guitar. The show begins at 8 p.m. Tickets are $15 in advance at Soundcore, located at 122 South Illinois Avenue in Carbondale, and online at www.thevarsitycenter.eventbrite.com. Tickets will be available at the venue only when doors open at 7 p.m. For more information, please call 618-457-5353. And on January 5th, it's the beginning of Fresh Fitness. Fresh Fitness will return to Carbondale Community High School this winter. The exercise classes will be held every Saturday in January, February, and March during the Carbondale Community Farmers Market from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. SIU Student Recreation Center instructors will teach a variety of cardio and strength training classes throughout the 13-week program. No experience is necessary. Participants are encouraged to wear comfortable clothes and bring a water bottle, towel, and or yoga mat. A cash donation of $5 is suggested. For more information, please call 618-559-1939. For information on these events and others, please visit our websites at WDBX.org or CarbondaleTourism.org, or you can reach us by phone at 618-457-3228. Thank you, and have a great week, and Happy New Year.
Good Monday morning. We hope you're having a wonderful start to your work week. I'm Amy Fox, your host of Talk of the Town. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale, and I'm joined in studio this morning by Becky DeWarin. Did I master that?
You got it.
Yay! With the Alzheimer's Association. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'd like to officially welcome you. I know you're new with the Alzheimer's Association, so we're happy to have you on board.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So, just diving into this subject, Alzheimer's. It's a big topic that a lot of people like to kind of stray away from. But what are some warning signs that someone may have Alzheimer's?
So we actually do a program called the 10 Warning Signs of Alzheimer's Disease. We like to look at 10 specific symptoms. A few of them would be memory loss that disrupts the daily life, changes in mood and personality, losing things, misplacing, items and then forgetting where they are, confusion with time or place. If you start to notice anything like that, that's when it's going to indicate an issue.
And are there any treatment options or anything to cure Alzheimer's?
So that's a great question, and I wish I had a wonderful answer and saying, yes, there's a treatment, there's a cure. Unfortunately, there is not. There is no treatment, cure, or prevention for Alzheimer's disease.
And this can be quite of an emotional period for families as they find out a loved one has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. What are some of the first steps that a person may need to do?
Well, I would say the first step, if you're noticing a family member with some of the symptoms, before any sort of diagnosis, absolutely talk about it. We have to talk about this disease. We need to break that negative stigma that's associated with Alzheimer's. And the only way we can do that is by talking about it. Unfortunately, I'll go to a health fair and people just put their blinders on and walk right past my table. We don't want to talk about it. But knowledge is power. And the more we know about the disease, the sooner you can get help. Like I said, there's no cure or prevention, so people say, well, what kind of help? Why does it matter if I get diagnosed early? But you're going to have options to make decisions for yourself. This disease robs you of being able to make decisions for yourself. So the earlier, the better. So for families that are looking for answers, absolutely start with the Alzheimer's Association. That is why we're here. We have an office located right here in Carbondale. So that is a wonderful resource.
And does Alzheimer's typically affect people who are older, or can it affect anyone at any point in their life?
That's a great question. So, I mean, if you have a brain, you are at risk for Alzheimer's disease. Typically, we see the disease in people over the age of 65, but that's not to say that you can't develop young onset, which is before the age of 65. We're seeing people in their 40s developing this disease.
And you mentioned about knowledge is power and getting help early on. And one of those great resources you have are support groups.
Oh, absolutely. Support groups are a wonderful way for not only the person with dementia, but the family members, the care partners, the caregivers to all get involved. We are fortunate to have several located throughout Southern Illinois. We have one in Carbondale, 2 that are located in Marion. So those are going to be the closest ones. All of the information is on our website. You can find out what times they meet, what days they meet. All of them meet once a month.
And in addition to support groups, you do have a lot of other resources available, a lot of other tools that may help an individual, may help a family.
Oh, absolutely. I want to say one of the biggest resources that we have, one of the best and greatest and accessible to almost anyone if they have access to a phone, is our 24/7 helpline. The word helpline kind of scares people sometimes, but this is just a number that you can call 24/7 if you have questions about the disease. If you want to know more about what education programs are in the area, if you're interested in finding respite care for your family member, you can call that number. But also, if you just need to talk, you know, Alzheimer's disease can make people feel very isolated, but we want everyone to know they're not alone. That is why we're here. So 24/7, you can call this 1-800 number, which is 1-800-272-3900. Call that 24/7 just to talk, to vent, to ask questions, get advice. That's why we're here.
Right. And education is another big piece of this big puzzle.
Absolutely. I'm actually the manager of education and outreach, so it's my job to go out into the community and to educate individuals on the disease, on how to be a better caregiver, how families can get involved, how to even bring up the conversation of Alzheimer's with aging parents or family members. And so we do programs throughout 26 counties here in Southern Illinois. That's my service area. Throughout the state, we actually cover 87 counties in Illinois, and we have offices in eight different cities.
Wow, so you guys are everywhere.
We're everywhere. And all over the country as well. Every state has an Alzheimer's Association office.
And the holidays can sometimes bring out the best and worst in people. They can be a very stressful and chaotic time. Why are the holidays so difficult for someone who has Alzheimer's?
So if you really look at the main symptom of Alzheimer's disease, which is confusion, a person with Alzheimer's will generally feel confused. And you know that's an awful feeling. And then having a bunch of people around and it's loud and there's music playing and there's a lot of chatter, it can be very overwhelming. And so for a person with Alzheimer's, you need to kind of remove that stimuli from their presence so they can better focus and concentrate. So the holidays are always difficult because it is a loud and noisy time. So what we encourage you to do is adjust your expectations. If you normally have all of the family over at your house, maybe consider just inviting your immediate family over, or one or two people at dinner for the evening or something like that. Also, gift giving. You can adjust your gift giving. Grandpa might not appreciate the same gifts that he did before his diagnosis, but also, encourage your family to use this as an opportunity to educate themselves about the disease. Maybe consider sending out a letter saying, hey, mom has dementia. She has Alzheimer's disease. She is going to be reacting to things a little bit differently. Here are some tips for you.
And it can be sometimes challenging for children or young adults to understand something like Alzheimer's, because I feel like there are some gray areas, if you would.
Absolutely. And Alzheimer's disease is not a one-size-fits-all. It's going to look different for everyone. So we actually have several books in our office. We do have a library, so please come and check that out. You can borrow from anything you want from there. But we have several books that are geared for children to kind of learn about how the disease and how, their grandparents or aunts or uncles or whoever is going to act a little bit differently. So it really teaches them what to expect, because as a child, you're not really quite sure.
Right. And the Alzheimer's Association does a lot of research and fat gathering, which I think is always really beneficial to everyone.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure this area is familiar with our Walk to End Alzheimer's, which happens every fall right here in Carbondale. That is one of the nation's largest fundraisers for care support and research. And we are third in the world as far as research, only second to the U.S. and the Chinese government. So the Alzheimer's Association takes research as its highest priority. And there's always new studies going on. And if you're interested in reading up on that, on our website, alz.org, you can select the research tab and read about all the new studies that are happening. It's very exciting.
And do you have any big events or big programs planned for the new year, 2019?
You know, I'm always looking to schedule new programs, so if you are interested in having somebody come and speak to your group, I would be happy to do that. If it's a book club or a ladies' luncheon or a senior center, let me know and I can come out. I guess our biggest events would be held in the fall. That would be the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Great. And as you mentioned, you folks are located here in Carbondale. Where specifically is that location?
We are at 320 East Walnut Street. We're directly across from the old Shell, now Circle K gas station.
Great. And is there anything else, Becky, you would like to mention? Maybe I forgot to ask you about the Alzheimer's Association, about any other resources that you can provide families here in the community.
Well, I would just like to say, you know, it kind of sounds so negative saying there's no treatment, there's no prevention, there's no cure. There are medications that help the symptoms, but there's really nothing you can do. But we can't lose hope, and there's reason to hope. There's a lot of advancements going on right now, and when more people are getting involved and passionate about the disease, we are going to make steps to finding a cure. So there is hope. That first survivor is still out there.
Right, and also you form a support system. You form close friends that feel almost like family who are going through similar things, and that always makes a world of difference, because maybe when your mom is first diagnosed, you feel like you're the only one who's going through something like this, but there's other people in the community right here in Southern Illinois who are going through the exact same thing.
Absolutely, and the only way you're going to know that and to be able to connect with those people is if you talk about it. Share those experiences, share your frustrations, because there are people that know exactly what you're going through. So you're not alone. You're not alone. Not only are your community members here for you, but the Alzheimer's Association is here for you.
And you can help make those connections for folks in our community.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Becky. It was a pleasure to meet you, and we hope to work with you a lot more in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And that does it for today. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and you'll tune in next Monday here on WDBX FM Carbondale for Talk of the Town. Have a great day.
It's Grandma's Jazz. Hi, I'm Gene Armstrong, inviting you to join me Saturday morning at 10 for big band, swing, and a lot of great vocals. I'll provide the music that'll make your Saturday chores more pleasant. It's Grandma's Jazz, Saturday from 10 a.m. till noon on Community Radio for Southern Illinois, WDBX FM 91.1, and streaming live at WDBX.org.
Support comes from Work Care, providing pre-employment physicals, drug testing services, injury management, OSHA exams, wellness and prevention service. Learn more at workcarereadywell.com.
This government had an idea and Parliament made it law. Seems like it's illegal to fight for the union anymore. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? set off to join the picket lines, for together we cannot fail. We got stopped by police at the county line. They said, go home boys or you'll go into jail. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?